the book of Enoch, does it describe his journey into space? It has descriptions of space travel and other celestial dimensions. The book of Enoch narrates Enoch's travels off Earth, supernatural and heavenly places inaccessible to other human beings. The impressive and fantastic book of Enoch is one of the most important ancient texts. Unfortunately, was excluded from the Holy Bible. In his writing, the patriarch and antediluvian prophet Enoch, this was a man who lived before the deluge, the great flood, he made supernatural trips, managing to fly over Earth, the celestial bodies, and reaching the dimensions of heavens. The book of Enoch was almost introduced into the Bible but was rejected as apocryphal. However, Enoch is a respected patriarch and is mentioned several times by other biblical and Christian authors. He was the great-grandfather of Noah and the father of Methuselah. The Holy Book says that Enoch passed the text to Noah, so he likely took them with him on the ark during the Great Flood, during the antediluvian writing. This is an pre-flood written text, that is. And we have copies of this text in Ethiopian manuscripts, the Book of Enoch. The first section of the book narrates the fall of the Watchers, the angels who had sex with human women and fathered the Nephilim. Enoch's ascension into the dimension of heaven is described with the aim of interceding before God for the Watchers. Enoch's space journey to heaven, as described in the book of Enoch. The first ascent appears from chapter 17 to 37. The prophet made the journey with the help of other watcher angels. He was elevated with mysterious forces that included natural elements, that is, clouds, winds, lightning, and even shooting stars. Heaven was formed with gigantic glass or ice houses surrounded by fire. The visions are amazing and scary. The sky is extreme, with materials as different as ice and fire in harmony. Also, it's noted that this celestial dimension had a lot of energy with its movement of lightning and shooting stars. Enoch finds a house or dwelling made entirely of fire, and in it a high throne is seated, made of a material that looked like ice or crystal, and surrounded by a shining star and fire. And this is one of the passages. The great glory was based on the throne, and his dress looked brighter than the sun and whiter than any snow. No angel could enter to see his face due to the magnificent glory, and no flesh being could look at him. This is from the book of Enoch, chapter 14. In this vision of God, Tur is unknown place on earth, and outside it, Enoch traveled the surroundings of the earth with the help of angel Uriel, where he saw the place where the stars are kept during the day and where the rain and snow are kept. In addition, he spoke of a mysterious force in the form of a wind around the earth and other stars. In the book of Enoch, chapter 18, it says, I saw the treasures of the winds, and I saw that with them he has adorned all creation and the foundations of the earth. And I also saw the cornerstone of the earth and 4 winds that support the earth in the firmament. I saw how the winds extend the veil of heaven above, and how they have their place between heaven and earth. They are the columns of heaven. I saw the winds that rotate and drive through the orbits of the sun and the stars in their rooms. He talks about the orbits of the stars. In chapters 21 to 27, the abyss is visited, a fearful place with columns of divine fire. The angel Uriel explains that the fallen angels who introduce the sin of human sacrifice to demons will be locked in that abyss. It should be noted that there are other books attributed to Enoch in the so-called Book 3, other detailed surreal journey of Enoch to heaven, and where the prophet grows into the archangel Metatron. So the prophet became the archangel Metatron. The information presented by the Book of Enoch is extensive and important. His visions of the heavenly dimensions are significant and amazing. And according to the Hebrew Bible, the heavens, the dimensions of God, Yahweh, cannot be accessed by human beings. Enoch was an exception before Jesus, and that makes him a very special prophet. And now to translate from another Greek article, the Book of Enoch, as we know, is one of the most enigmatic and mysterious occult books in the world. He tells the first singular stories that are supposed to relate to his own experiences, and it was initially revered during the first centuries of Christianity, but at the end of the 4th century, it gradually changed until it was considered heretical and condemned by the church, until it became a cursed book and was excluded from the official holy books. Also, you can read the book of Enoch Revelations and Denied. Okay, well, let's remember that this was being read by all Christians in the beginning of the early Christian church, and it was also being read by the people of ancient Israel. And one of the other books that was taken out from reading in the church was the book of Revelation of St. John, the beloved apostle and disciple of Christ. In the beginning of the early Christian church, as I have read to you in one of the Holy Bible readings that I have a playlist on, I just read part 138 today. St. John, the Revelation of St. John was being read in the churches in the beginning of the Christian church, and the church changed that and stopped around the 5th century AD. For some odd reason, it's not being read. So these two books, the Book of Revelation and the Book of Enoch, are not read. Now, the book states that Enoch did not die, but like the prophet Elijah and Hercules in Greek mythology, he ascended to heaven in a chariot of fire. Few people in the international literature of mythology and religions have achieved something similar. But it's important to note that the Book of Enoch was written long before the Christian era, and it's full of symbolism as considered by various scholars. Others argue that this was done to degrade the substance of its content. So, if so, then it really has caught our attention. Now, describing all of Enoch's supernatural experiences before ascending to heaven, one of the most important points is when he mentions the contact he had with 2 brilliant beings. Now, what could these be? Well, the brilliant beings are always described in the Holy Bible, the brilliant beings of light being angels of God. Obviously, he doesn't say they were aliens. This is a conclusion supported by various ufologists and analysis of astronaut theory. But Enoch himself gives more strength to his experience of coming into contact with beings from another world, explains that he sailed to heaven to visit other worlds in a kind of a floating palace. This becomes butter in the bread of all theories within alternative approaches, especially when it's describing that this ship, quote unquote, was huge, like broken glass. The floor had glass plates, and through the floor he could see the stars we were passing by, he said. So if not a spaceship, then what is it? Allegorical symbolism answer the official commentators and skeptics. We can also refer to Anunnaki and secrets of Enoch. Were they ancient gods or more powerful demons? Now, Enoch does not hesitate to say that these strange beings spoke to him about the universe and explained some of its secrets. It's also revealed to him that God sent his messengers, the observers, the watchers of heaven, to earth a long time ago, and these watchers mingled with women from earth and created a new race. And suppose these observers, these watchers, may have been the pre-flood giants to whom Genesis refers. If so, then here we have a clear connection between the Book of Enoch and the first book of the Bible, the Genesis, and referring to Genesis giants. Now, the possible correlation may be one of reasons the book was rejected. Now, was Enoch crazy? Did he see visions? Was he an adventurer? Did he really communicate with alien beings, angels, etc.? And how could he, at that time, create stories for other worlds when at the same time the prevailing view was that Earth was flat? How was it possible to make reports about the lunar orbit and say that the Earth needs 365 days to revolve around the sun, to talk about the movements of planets and comets, and even about the density of stars? So the point is, Enoch continues to talk in the book about things that could only be confronted thousands of years later, confirmed thousands of years later, things he insists that his luminous beings revealed. In short, it's a work that in itself is one of the most important and amazing mysteries in the world. Moreover, in today's terminology, we would say that it describes other dimensions, space travel in space, perhaps time travel with crystal clear spaceships, energy fields of shield or prison protection, mysterious forces that include lightning, winds, clouds, and stars, and which was brighter than the sun, and all that with the help of some brilliant beings. Now, I will leave a link below for you for the Emerald Tablets written by Thoth the Atlantean, and you should read that to know what all that is about, because it describes the technology they had. They had such advanced technology that they misused to the detriment of Earth and human beings. And they had space travel, air travel, space travel, even interdimensional travel. And they were the ones that built the pyramids. In Egypt, Thoth is credited with building the Giza pyramids. And he states that he had a spaceship and that he hid it under one of the sphinxes in a plateau of pyramids. Now, we don't know if that's Giza or if it's another plateau of pyramids, because he later on went to South America and built other pyramids there. Other Atlanteans escaped, he says, the Atlantis sinking, which took thousands of years, and they went to other areas of the world to build pyramids, and that was the first thing they did. I guess it has to do with power generation, I don't know. But a lot of people believe that these Atlanteans that used to live tens of thousands of years could still be around today hiding, or even these beings and UFOs that we see, these hypersonic UFOs that we see, could be their craft. Anyway, please tell me what you think, and I'll leave links below for you for this. Thank you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.